to the Big Yellow House Lawn and Garden Tour. My name is Suz. I'm the holistic stylist, coming to you from Ferguson, Missouri. And I just wanted to show you our 117-year-old historic home and the gardens that we've been building for about 6 years now. So I'm going to start to walk you through. And of course, everybody loves this ground cover. This is that beautiful plant that gets the yellow flowers. Here's Lovey. This is one of our babies, one of our cats. Maybe she'll walk with us. These are fancy miniature hosta. So say let's go to a small one. We'll look at this little guy. This is about 20 individual plants that are clumped together. You can see there's a yellow and green variety, and of course the variegated white and green as well. This garden was actually tended by an old woman for a period of years, and believe it or not, the garden was left unattended for a decade. So, as we started cleaning it up, the flowers multiplied. For example, in 2010, we had one of these live forevers. They get the pink flowers. You associate them with the elderly. But, my goodness, now there's about 16 of these plants. And here you see we have some more miniature hosta. In back of it, you see a larger hosta variety. And these are the fancy columbine. So we have pink, a lot of pink here. These beautiful plants with the little white bells. These are called Solomon seal. And it's said that you only find them in old historic gardens. And when we first started tending garden here, we had a small clump of them. And we're going to see how much they've multiplied. We love this purple hosta here. I'm going to bring you in close. Or that's a purple columbine, my bad. But I love the faces of these flowers and what they show us about nature. Been working on this pathway here. We started building this with the bricks that fell down from the chimney when the Good Friday tornado hit. And so you can see here, Joe has created a new path. And say, for example, this would have been the original garden. And this is what I've been kicking out over the last couple years. And then we just joined them together. So the whole trick with this gardening and being blessed with so many flowers is building the new gardens where the flowers go as they multiply. And of course, people are encouraged to come here and get healthy plants. We accept love offerings and donations. Now, for example, the Solomon seal here is only a shade plant. So I wouldn't just give away something that has that much value unless the person had the proper environment for the plant. We just got done building this beautiful path, you can see. We're not wealthy money-wise, so we were blessed. Say you've got a rich person that buys an $800,000 home, sinks $1 million into a rehab, already has 5 bedrooms and bathrooms, and only 2 kids, and they need it to be bigger. So, fortunately, where they wanted to enlarge their home, all these bricks used to be in the ground, and they didn't want them. Now, we're here in Jeske Park, which is at North Florissant and Hereford, which is more commonly known as Chambers. And this is an old vintage bike, and as you can see, there's no tire on it. Everybody's terrified that it may get stolen from the yard, right? But you can't ride it. And how would you really explain walking down the street with that, right? But Jeske Park is known as a sculpture park. So, this is our sculpture garden. Something that is so interesting to me is to watch all the action from the road. And being a hairdresser, I'm always up on the gossip, but I gotta show you something. Can you imagine the brand new building that replaces the burnt down Little Caesars? It has no back door. There used to be a back door there, as you can see. Well, I guess if you've ever been to a business, usually there's a back door and a front door, and it keeps people safe. But when they rebuilt, believe it or not, no ordinances on the book that would say that you have to have a back door. So, let me just peek over our fence and show you. I find this absolutely amazing. No back door whatsoever. Alright, back to the beautiful garden tour, right? We almost lost our home in that fire that was set on November 24th. That was in response to the civil unrest after the Michael Brown slaying. But that evening, believe it or not, the firemen told us that we would have to evacuate and that if our house burnt down, we would get paid. Now, of course, we turned a garden hose on and started wetting everything down. We were not evacuating the home. We love our home. To some, it's the ghetto, and to many, they would never come to North County. But it's always been my home. I've lived here all my life. Grew up right down the street in a town called Moline Acres. So, you can see where we're at now. We're real close to the intersection. Here's the back of the building with no door. And this is where the tornado rolled through back in 2011. So imagine the tornado came from the airport, came across the back of the yard, and tore across this way. So we still have a lot of unfinished work to do. The tornado also hit this side of the house and came up the front. You can see that front column was battered pretty badly. We were blessed. Joe was sitting right by his truck when he saw the lightning hit. I was up on the deck. Back then it was a 3-season room. And he knew something was coming. He said we better get inside. And about 20 seconds later, he saw it coming right for us. And so we got in the basement. At that time, our babies were truly just firstborn. And Lovey has 2 sisters. They may or may not be out in the yard. We're trying to do some edibles. And so this lovely vine here is called a chocolate vine. And they say it will produce beans that taste like tapioca. We also have a grapevine. Not that we know how to tend it. We're learning, right? Okay. I love our angel. And here she is. There we go. We're definitely crystal buffs, as you can tell. It adds a lot to the energy of the yard and protects the energy. Makes stronger fields, I guess. Now that crystal right there is a Devic crystal. And those are meant to house the animal kingdom, whether it's here on the physical plane or in the astral. We've had a visitation in the yard. You can see it on one of my YouTubes. It's a couple little green, actually, they would say that they are smaller ships sent out to collect data and information. And for those of you that know me, I always say that we're here on the third cosmic ray, St. Louis, Missouri, unconditional love. And so maybe they come to visit to see the other side of the chaos and the negativity that reigns here on the planet, right? Now, after the tornado hit, Joe built this incredible eye and these beautiful raindrops. Concrete, painted concrete. Isn't that cool? There used to be an eyeball in the middle of this, but we redecorated. Now here you have the what they call ditch columbine. That's the wild columbine. Self-seeders, so you can see how to take over a garden. A lot of lilies here. Some hosta. And this is a great arbor that I'm working on the brickwork right now. We're going to see if our bleeding heart is still up. We only have one. Give you a shot of the clematis. Recently I had a photo shoot in the garden a couple weeks ago, and there was so much life even then in the garden. There's our bleeding heart. She's almost done. You can see right there the pink with the little white bottoms. She was one of the first things that bloomed in this back garden. More Solomon seal. This is shade back here. We have some amazing iris. Great collection of those. And of course, more hosta and ground cover. When we first moved in here, you could not see the road. There were so many trees. And that fateful year in 2011, it was funny. You know the old saying where they say, be careful what you ask for, because you just may get it. Well, Joe had said that he wished, he could just knock down all the shitball trees and start again, because there were a lot of weed trees as well. But you can see that, you can definitely see the road, and we did lose most of our trees. This is a very old town. The land that this neighborhood is on was actually an orchard back in the day. It's pretty neat. Now back here, we're working on a pond, but I just love my weeping willow trees, so wanted to show you that real quick. I guess we could walk up the other side if you want to get a look at that. It's just not that interesting though, so I think we're going to leave it alone. Now, the huge tree in front of us, at the front of the property, believe it or not, that's a mulberry tree. I had always heard of mulberry bushes, but like I said, this was an orchard before the home was built on it. And the home has been here 117 years. You can hear all the birds. So we have 3 cats, all these birds out here, and 2 dogs. I'm going to come into the gazebo. We're getting ready for the garage sale that will be at the end of May. So anyone that's local, you're welcome to spend the day with us on May 28th. Pick out some plants, see the world's biggest garage sale, and then I will be broadcasting live on Conscious Consumers Network at 2 o'clock and giving a rundown of the activities. So, with that, friends, peace, love, and light from the Big Yellow House on the third cosmic ray. And with that, I'm going to leave you with a starburst, beautiful columbine. Have a lovely day.